Hello, hello, hello. Get in here. Let's chat. Let's talk about what is trending today. Let's talk about what is trending this week. Let us talk about conflict during separation, annulment, divorce. So, I won't take much time because I just wanted to share this quickly before I get to something else. So, I recently and his followers, and I got some comment right that wow, that someone has, you know, a great input to put out there about the whole situation. And I thought to go live this time so that we can share, deliberate together about what's going on. So earlier today, I watched a live that was made the attacks, the backlash she's been getting from people saying that she's supporting her sister, she's behind her, and so she's like, why should she not support her sister? That people would rather have her, you know, destroy her sister or rather have her not support her sister than support her sister. And I said, okay, let me ask this question. In the face of conflict, whether it's annulment, is divorce, is separation, or any life challenge, any life crisis, do you tend not to support the other person, especially when the person is family? Is that the right thing to do because you would want to please people? So sometimes I feel that most of the comments we see on social media generally are just coming from people who are not trolling and trying to get people down. Because in the real sense of it, if any of these people who think Nancy Umi shouldn't support her sister, if they had someone close to them and the person is in crisis, would they leave them alone? If they will leave them alone, then does it make them happy? And I'm asking you, if you're that person who goes to their comment section, who goes to Obidi's comment section and you're backlashing her, or you go to Justindean and you're trying to put up some comments that will instigate him to make certain decisions that will not be favorable for him and his girls and even his ex-wife. See, one of the things I want to clarify is the fact that divorce, separation, annulment, all these things are just like they are common life process. If you make a mistake in choosing a life partner and you find yourself in a situation where you're already married, you've had children, and then it boils down that, okay, you have to move on with whatever circumstance, is presented to you. Either there's domestic violence or whatever it is going on in your affair. Now, it's a normal thing to go through this divorce, to go through annulment, to go through whatever it is that you're going through without the backlash. See, the way we have, especially this generation, the way we have made divorce, annulment, and separation to look like is like a fight. Is like something that is not to be heard of. Once two people are parting ways, it's already pain enough that they found themselves together and at some point they're going to part ways. They're not going to be spending intimate times, quality times together. So it's best for us to step back and support the two individuals to deal with their issues, to understand themselves, to go deeper. I know that, yeah, some families can play a role in trying to influence the other person to make certain decisions. And remember, I say that most of these things I'm saying and speaking from experience because I have witnessed this firsthand myself. And most of the things that happen come because the two individuals in the first place are in crisis. So you're parting from somebody, things are no longer going the way it used to go. So you're trying to understand yourself. You're trying to, it's like shedding skin. It's like when an animal is shedding skin, it's like the death of something. So the two parties are trying to understand themselves. They are trying to fit into their new lifestyle. And in that confusion, then you have a bunch of people who come to your social platform. They are commenting and they are, boosting your ego to keep demoralizing the other person or to keep pushing the other person down. I saw a video made by Korobidi's ex, and he was talking about how she lacks the personality to work or she doesn't have any work and all that. And that got me thinking. In a time like this, in our generation, we think that being a medical doctor is the only thing you can do. I might not be in her world or very close to her to understand, or but I know that for anybody to be in a social platform and maintain that for years and in a living from that, that is the person's work. For someone who is a musician, she's released a couple of music, she's written books, she's or a book, she's paid for it, you know. So what do you call the person? The person doesn't have ability to keep a career. What does that mean? And what I want to pinpoint is not just about what he is saying and the way he keeps on making these live videos and keeps saying mean things about her ex, his ex. My concern is the fact that this other person is not happy. That's why you see, when you're not happy, you want to give unhappiness to the other person. Only a painful soul can give pain. Only an unhappy soul can make people unhappy. When you're happy, you're joyful, you're okay, you're in abundance, you're feeling well, you will not seek the downfall of the other person. And what you say and the things you bring out when you're expressing the other person will not be that of condemnation, that of degrading, that of condemnation. It will be that of upliftment. And I really need us to pay attention to like what is going on, like the way people see things in our generation. It means that, oh, all hell let loose and everybody must go down. I have witnessed this myself. And this message is not just about Korra and Justin. And like I said, I support the both of them to seek the happiness that they both need. And I keep saying, only the two of them understand what is going on. If you know that you're hurting the other person, you know that you're hurting the other person. I'm not even a party to labeling anybody anything, narcissist or whatever it is. See, if you're a narcissist, okay. If you're whatever it is, that's for me is labeling. I don't label people. What I say is that whatever it is that you say with your mouth, and that thing you're saying does not uplift the other person, does not make the other person better, it will not make you better in the long run. It will not make you happy in the long run. You see, when you try to address the other person and you keep talking down on the other body language, the kind of words that are used, and when you look at these things, like I said in my earlier video, how would your beautiful girls look or feel in the next 10 years having to read all your comments, listen to all your videos? How would they feel? Would they feel that you supported their mom? Would they feel that you were kind enough? Remember to be compassionate, how to be kind. And don't teach me kindness by telling me to be kind. Teach me kindness by being kind to other people. So the best way to teach something is to be that which you're teaching. So who says that when two people are parting ways, that they should be at loggerheads with each other, fighting and just saying all manner of nasty things to themselves? I will share an experience with you. So when I was parting with my ex-husband, I had a similar situation where the other person's relatives or family kept on saying a lot of mean things about me. I was called all sorts of names, and that's why I could relate to Korobidi's story. See, because as a woman, the moment you speak up and say, this thing that is happening right now is not right, you are going to be labeled the worst things in this world. See, they are going to call you names. They are going to label you one thing or the other. I was called all manner of names. A lot of lies were placed on me. But see, what I will tell you is, if you know who you are, and this one is for Korra, if you know who you are, if you know what you're building, ignore all of that. None of what people say about you will touch you if you're really clean, and keep moving and keep pushing. The more they talk about you, the more God is raising you up. The more God is for all of us, remember. But see how it works. Be disposed for love and compassion. I'm not saying go back to the other person. Like some persons spend quiet time praying for the other person because the other person is sick in the head. Pray for the other person and do what? Let go, forgive. Always see these things as, this person is not happy, obviously. That's why he's doing all of this. So I let go and I forgive you. I let go and I forgive you. I kept on saying this because the crazy, crazy stories that were labeled against me or against my personality, against my person was terrible. It was terrible. At some point, it's like when you bring an image that is opposite of this person. That's how it was for my case. You're bringing an image of something that I would not even think of doing even when I was single. That's what you're labeled. And most of the time, let me tell you what men do. The trick that some men do, let me not say all men, some men do, especially in the face of divorce, separation, annulment, with two parties, two adults who were together are parting ways. Let me tell you what the men folks do. And this information is not against anybody. This information is just for enlightenment, just for you to be on the know, and for the men as well, for you to realize that, you see, whatever it is you put out there is seen by everybody. So what they do is, because a woman is meant to be perceived as decent, a homemaker, nice person, cool person, when you are going through divorce, annulment, so separation, any separation of any kind between a man and a woman, see what happens. The woman is labeled as one who sleeps around. So, you see, I don't know Obidi personally. I just see her content on social media. But I can tell you that based on my own personal experience, I can tell you that it is following the same trend. Oh, now you're leaving me. I have to make you to be the worst human being on earth so that you will not be attractive to anybody. I will make you to look like you're the worst human being on earth so that people will not want to come to you. And what do? They say that you're sleeping around. That was the same thing that was said about me. And I laughed out loud. Why? Because I know myself. I know that I know my capabilities and my see since 2018, no, 2016 till date, I refuse to remarry. I refuse to even have a boyfriend, to be in any relationship. Not because I can't do that as an adult. It's a personal choice. It's because I choose to focus on raising my children, working hard. But you know what? Even when the other person, I'm talking about my ex, I'm talking about my ex family, even when they know the kind of person that I am, even when they know how they married me, what was labeled on me was she's sleeping around. The reason why she parted ways with the or she's parting ways with the husband is because there's this man out there who she has ran to. So many crazy stories, so many crazy stories. And that's why I can relate with Korra's situation. See, this is an appeal to men. If you think that a woman leaves you and the reason why she's leaving you is because she could understand what um, Korra's sister was saying when I was listening to love her so. And I truly, like agree with that. I totally agree with that. There are people just use something to cover themselves a little bit. And mind you, like Korra's sister was talking about, in our culture, Igbo culture, see, you get to tie something just to cover a little bit of your skin, and everything is just bare. When I was even looking up our cultural attire to know why I have to struggle every day to look for outfits and the style of clothes to wear. So I was just looking at what our parents wore in the past. I realized that there was a time when people didn't even wear clothes as Igbo people. My dad told me, he said that he and his friends would play without wearing anything because it was innocence. Everybody believed in each other. Nobody was about the downfall of the other person. And so it's for you men, it's not when a woman is moving on with you, like when you guys are parting ways, it doesn't mean that she's got someone or she's going to run into the bed of someone. See, the reality is when you guys are parting ways, the woman is always going to have people who are going to assist her, be there for her. It's normal. You know what you do? Appreciate the fact that she will have people that can be there for her as you wish for people to be there for you. Oh, it's a terrible thing to think that when you guys are parting ways, I'm the only person that can take care of myself because of how, what is going on. The other person then should go to hell. You see, when I was parting with ways with my ex-husband, I tell you, every single night I prayed for him. Till now, I pray for him. And ask me why I pray for him. I know how close we were. I know what we built together. Based on, from my own side, I know what the both of us, how bonded we were together. So when it boiled down that, okay, we were going to part ways and there was no future between the two of us, I kept on praying for him. Every day, I feel for him. I have compassion for him, like how he will be feeling not having us together. As much as I was hurting, I was feeling for him. I was compassionate about his own feelings. And if we can think this way, not just think about yourself, think about the other person. When you're parting ways, for the man, you're even a stronger person. Try as much as possible to watch out for your woman. She was once the love of your life. Try to watch out for her, how she feels, protect her. That's what men do. Protect her. You are the bigger ones, Abby. We are the weaker sex, Abby. So you should protect her. Watch out for her feelings. Call her. Send her notes. It's okay for you to move on. It must not be out of fight, fight, fight. See, it hurts me to see that when people are parting, there is no longer compassion. Most of the time, these things affect the children. Oh my God. It affects the children that are involved. And you watch your beautiful kids go through a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, a lot of distance from either of the parent who is being tough. Why? Because you no longer want to support the other person. Oh, this person comes and he tells you your story. Forget about the stories people tell you. Listen to your heart. Look at the eyes and the face of that person. Like I look at Korra's ex and Korra, the way they lived and, made live videos, made content together. I watch them together, no matter what. There must be something this other person was doing that you can give credit for. Like my ex, I always say he's a nice guy. It just happened that he can't live to the he can't live up to certain expectation as a husband or as a father. Or he made, let me just put it this way, he made bad choices. And me saying made bad choices is based on my own perspective, because for him, maybe that's how he wants to live his life. And by the way, that's a story of another day. But what I'm trying to say is that I always say that he's a nice person. Nice person to the point, not that he's not hurt me or that I don't feel hurt by him, not that he has not done things that are questionable, not just by me, but by so many people. But I just look at someone's heart. You look at how tender the person is or has been with you, at least the little good things he's done with you, the times he's spent with you. You look at those things. Can you hold on to that to care and watch out for the other person rather than work on stories and a lot of things and just put it out there? Oh, this person is this, he's that, she's doing this to condemn. And the story is always the same. The story is always the same. Once it involves a man and a woman, the next thing is, oh, the woman, she's sleeping around, oh, she's doing this, oh, she's doing that. And then Nancy Umeh is talking about people thinking that she shouldn't support her sister. Why would someone not support her sister as she's going through crisis? Why won't people support her? Do you know what support means? It means that people are standing by your side as you go through a rough time. Now, can I ask you a question, or can I ask a general question to anybody who thinks that Korra's family shouldn't support her? Can I ask a question? If you are going through a tough time, would you prefer that the whole world desert you? Or would you like that everybody supports you, walks you through what you're going through till the very end? If your answer is the latter, then give it to the other person. When you go to Korra's ex's live videos, don't make comments based on you want followers or you want subscribers or you just want people to see you and recognize you. No. Say things based on reason. Do you know why? These two people have massive followership. They have a lot of people following them, trusting their lives on them. Do you know that just the information going between these two persons can influence the world? It can influence the way we think. In fact, the reason I felt responsible to make videos about what the both of them are going through and appeal to them, and also use the opportunity to just influence our sense of thinking, is because there's so many people out there making negative comments that are not necessary, comments that will not lead us anywhere, comments that will not take us anywhere. See, analyze it. Ask yourself, if Korra was my sister, would I comment what I'm commenting? If Justin was my brother, would I tell him, finish Korra? For what? If you say finish Korra, what have you achieved? Nothing. Nothing. So when you're going through divorce, it's very painful. I can tell you this. I've been through that myself firsthand, and I know what it's not easy. It's not something you pray for, even your enemy. But when you're going through such times, is it possible for the man and the woman to watch out for themselves, care for the other person, show compassion to the other person? When people make certain comments, go and hush them. Tell them, don't say that about my ex. Like, I'm here, my ex is not here, but I'll keep saying he's a nice person. To his own understanding, to his own way of reasoning and being. He happened just to make bad choices that has affected my life and the life of the children we brought into the world. And I was talking with my son this morning, and I was asking him a question. I said, at what point did you know that I was no longer with your dad? And he said that he can't really pinpoint at the time when he realized, okay, we're no longer together. That, yeah, he used to hear us, talk, and, there's a lot of yelling and shouting and locking of doors and talking and all that. But he didn't realize that there was something going on. So, and that's when I realized that this boy, my son, Rex, could say this because I never would call him and tell him, oh, this man called your dad is very dangerous. He's a bad person. He's not good at all. Don't talk to him. Don't do this. I'll always tell them, my response to these children will always be, pray for him. Whatever you see that is not a good thing coming from him, pray for him that he will change from that way, and pray that you will not live that life. And now watch it, that path he's taking, that you will never walk that path. So your responsibility now is to change your character based on what that person is doing. And I realized today, oh yeah, it will be difficult for him to figure out, because every time I'm trying to build stories to protect them, protect their mind, not mess up with their mind. I heard the last time when Korra traveled, and it was Mother's Day, and people were like, oh, she didn't even spend time with her girls. And see, let me tell you, is someone who is alive, first of all, that can take care of children. You might not know what it takes for a woman to go through separation. It's not easy, even for the side of the man. That's why I'm saying that if you really think about this thing very well, like, being against each other is the worst thing you can do for yourself, especially if you have children. Being against each other. Don't even do that. Don't do that. And what I will say to you, Korra, if there's any Korra's follower or subscriber or fan that is here, what I will say to Korra is, I know how it feels when the other person is being difficult. Because I've worn the shoe, that's what I'm saying. When you are dealing with someone who is being difficult, what do you do? Pray for that person. Pray for that person and just let go. Forgive that person. Like I said, always see that only a sick mind can make someone sick. Only an unhappy soul can make another person unhappy. Only a peaceful soul can make another soul peaceful. So when you just look at the certain things that are being said, just swallow it and just take a deep breath and let go. Just tell him, I forgive you. Again, I forgive you. Each time those videos are coming and people are making their comment, just say, I forgive you. Keep saying that. See, one day he would break down, he will fall on his knees And he will realize, oh, how much he has used his mouth to condemn someone who is not meant to be condemned. So don't even worry. A time is coming. He's going to look back and be like, I wish I never said this. I wish I never put out this video. I wish I never worked with these people. I wish I never said this. I wish I never said that. Pray for him. Every season of our life, every experience is actually meant to teach us a lesson. See, if we are really analyzing and thinking about things how it ought, can you look at this crisis between Korra and her ex? Can you look at it as an invitation for love, an invitation for forgiveness, an invitation for collaboration, not competition, an invitation for letting go? See, how would you know what it means to love if not in crisis? I've learned that myself. I've learned that myself. When you have to love someone who is standing against you every minute, that is true love. I'm talking about loving that comes from the heart. I'm not talking about just holding hands and calling the other person. No, I'm talking about just the way you feel about that person. Just put up a smile and say, I forgive you. I forgive you. Just keep saying that. If there is no crisis like this, Korra will not know what it means to say, okay, I forgive you. And even the ex in the first place, if he feels that Korra has done the worst thing on earth, it is a call for what? A call for love, a call for forgiveness, a call for more understanding. If I say I'm the bigger person, that means I'm willing and ready and open to what? To sharing understanding with the other person, to bearing what the other person is doing. Protecting yourself though, standing on your right, but at the same time, letting the other person shine as well. See, the worst thing you can do in this life is when you are going through divorce, separation, annulment, you start putting up fight. See what happens? When you start putting up fight, you are only setting yourself up. You're setting situations up for people to come against you. Because if you're fighting someone and the person you're fighting is open-minded, of course, all of us are August children. Both Korra's ex, Korra herself, we're August children. So if you keep fighting the other person and then it gets to a point where you realize, God has really been blessing this other person. God has not stopped blessing this other person. You see, it will always pinch you because your whole aim has always been just get her down or get him down. And in the whole case, let me be honest with you, I don't want to miss my words. I've analyzed this whole thing and I know where Korra stand and I know where Justin stand. The only thing is the two of them know what they are doing. And the earlier they use their large following to inspire and transform the world, the better for us. See, when you watch the words that are being used by each of them, you can assess who is painful, who is operating from pain, from hurt, and who is being liberated and freed. You can analyze that. And what I say is, set your soul, set your mind. Where is it? The words that come out of your mouth, are they filled with love, compassion, kindness, peace, joy? Or are they filled with a lot of rottenness? Are they filled with a lot of ego? I can't do this. Remember, see, When you take this last breath, you can't be a medical doctor anymore. See, the career that you have today is just a tool. Yeah, for you, Justin. The career you have, Korra, is just for a while. After a while, this body will give in, and now you will be left with your true identity. And I want to ask a question right now as we speak. All that is being said about Korra, is that who she is in her true reality, her true identity? Is she all the labels? You're this, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're that. So many labels. Is she that? If she's not, if she's not that, who is she then? So you see that sometimes is maybe at the end of our life here that you start reasoning, oh, I shouldn't have said this. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, what is happening? Oh, see, it all comes at last. It all comes at last. So please be mindful of the words you speak. And see, though we are talking about Korra and the ex-husband, but you can also use this in any situation you find yourself where there is conflict. Watch out for the other person. I didn't say that you must accept what the other person is saying or doing, but you can stand your ground to speak your truth without pain or hurt. It sounds so hard, but it's the easiest thing to do. You know why? When you do that, you have peace of mind. I say till today, I still pray for my ex-husband. I do. And I care about him. I want the best for him. Yes, certain times you can't help yourself because, of course, when someone is an adult, you need the person's consent to even help him or to be there for him. But then you can just pray for the person silently. Watch out for the person silently. Rather than say that, oh, the mother of your children is even worse in person rather than online. Nah, nah, nah. So let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are about this situation. What would you do if you were Korra's family? Would you abandon Korra? Would you stand by her? Would you watch out for her? Let me know in the chat. Because, I'm just curious. I want to keep up with this conversation as a way of opening our minds and our hearts to the truth. If you would like to hear my own story, also let me know. I'm itching to share my story and the lessons and the blessings of my story. The lessons and the blessings that I gained from my own personal journey. Being single, being married, and now being a single mom, it's a beautiful life. And I always say, look at the beauty in nature. See, this world is so beautiful to be lived in pain and hurt and, oh, he did me this, oh, he did me that. There's so much beauty. Imagine the silence of the night, the beauty of the day, the moon, the sun, the stars, the beauty of nature, trees, flowers, the smile of for me baby, the skies. When I'm flying in the night and I see the view, the beautiful view of the cities, it lights my heart. When I'm flying up so high during the day and I see the clouds and the beauty in the skies, is so beautiful. It just blows my mind. See, when you see the beauty in nature, when you see the beauty in life, you will be filled with joy that you want to share that joy with everyone and anyone around you. So if you are Obidi's fan or Justindean's fan, it's time for you to have a rethink before you make a comment against the other person. Always ask yourself, this comment I want to make, is it uplifting? Is it life-giving? Or is it destructive? If it is not life-giving, don't give it. Don't send that comment. I think we've come to the end of today's live, and I look forward to being with you again to talk about this whole thing. I just didn't want to go to bed without talking about these things and for us to share our minds and our thoughts together. I pray for you. I pray for great understanding as you listen to this live. I pray that you gain perspective about your own life and your own crisis and just dealing with issues of life. I pray that the peace and the joy of the Lord and the beauty of nature will fill your heart and overwhelm your soul to be kind and compassionate and loving and peaceful. I pray that the joy that you have in your heart will spread throughout the world, that you would be a conduit for happiness, a conduit for good, a conduit for everything beautiful. As I live this life, I want you to continue to ponder on these issues. When people are in crisis, do you support them or do you stand against them? Even if they made mistakes, do you stand by them or do you begin to, isolate them? I bless you. I seek all good for you. I shower you with great blessings and joy and peace. May it overwhelm your soul. Whatever it is you're going through right now that makes your heart hot, I want you to know that everything is well because everything is working for your highest good. There is help sent your way right now. Just feel it and receive it. There is help coming your way right now. Feel it and receive it. I feel mine and receive every help that is coming to assist me in all that I do, all my endeavors I receive because I'm open and receptive for all good. And I want you and I wish you to be open and receptive to receive all good today. So see you on tomorrow's live again.